Hello, everybody. Hello, Chicago. Welcome into Cubs on Tap on this beautiful Thursday evening, June 18th, 2026. My name is Tommy and his name is Nick. For the next 45-ish, give or take minutes, we're going to sit here and we're going to talk about the Chicago Cubs, whether we like it or not. And that's just where we are, Nick. That's where we are in the season.
It's a great way to put it, Tommy. That's exactly how I feel. It's not as much fun to talk about them right now as it used to be. Some say things are looking up, but I am not a true believer yet, Tommy. They're going to need to do other things than just take 2 of 3 against the Rockies. There's been some good performances. I'm sure we'll get to it. But at the same time, there's still a lot left to be desired.
A lot left to be desired. There's a lot of games to be played still, and we'll do our best to stick with them. Hopefully, they decide to start caring as much as we do. But regardless, they've won 2 series in a row, so I guess we got to look at the positive there. But before we get too far in anything, let's talk about our pals at Obvious Shirts. Obvious Shirts has come out with an incredible line of 4th of July gear. They've got the British Blue a 13 colony lead. They got PCA leading the troops over the Delaware River. Just some incredible designs this year for the 4th of July. If you want to take a look at them, you can scan the QR code in the top corner up here. That'll take you straight to Obvious Shirts, and then you can look at their collection. I went to the Cubs store today, and I went and got the USA, the 4th of July hat that they're going to be wearing on the field because I thought it looked cool. So I did it. But it would go very well with an Obvious shirt. Go ahead, pick out your favorite shirt, and then when you're checking out, you can put On Tap Sports in on the whatchamacallit there, the promo code. There we go. That's the word that I wanted. Promo code On Tap Sports. You get 10% off just like that, just for liking us and liking them. So go support Joe and the boys and the gals over at Obvious Shirts because they're pals of ours. Yeah. So there's that plug. I suppose we can start talking about the Chicago Cubs now. 2 series wins in a row, which I guess you really can't complain. Meatloaf baseball, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. You've done it twice now. You took 2 of 3 from the Giants in San Francisco, and you took 2 of 3 from the Colorado Rockies at home at Wrigley. The good news is the Brewers lost today. So, yay. The bad news is we're still 7.5 games behind them when we had a 4.5 game lead at one point. What do you take that for what you will, I guess, Nick?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it would be easier to stomach this if you didn't lose 2 of 3 in Colorado. That's what really dampens this party here. With series wins, which you needed, and I've been saying you have to get them. It's critical. You haven't won a series in God knows when. You get the series wins, but it just doesn't feel as exciting because really, in order to have kind of quelled those fears, you had to sweep the Rockies at your house, and you didn't do it. And not only did you not do it, but the first ball game was really a tough one to swallow.
First one, yeah, you had to come back after blowing it. You had to come back and win it. And then the second game, of course, was just brutal. I was there. Of course, that was the one game that I went to in the series. It was not fun. It was just very flat. Another game where Alex Bregman has a chance in the bottom of the 9th, and he pops out to shortstop or second base to end the game. So sick of seeing that, man. Like I respect Alex Bregman and everything he's been and done, but it's just not happening right now in Chicago, and it sucks. And I know he's not purposefully sucking, but I need him to stop sucking. Just
yeah. That one sucked.
Yeah.
Now, the second one really took the wind out of my sails, especially with the opportunities that you had. So many
opportunities.
And we've been saying this, and go look at all the stats. You wrote a great article, Tommy, about runners in scoring position. I'm sure you could go back and expand on that, and it's gotten probably even worse for most guys.
It has. It's gotten worse. I believe Ian Happ still has the clubhouse lead of all players of leaving guys on base. And Bregman is not far behind him. But I will say I credit that mostly to Ian Happ lower in the lineup, but his OPS is a lot better than Bregman's, and
Yeah.
he's hit some home runs and been clutch in some spots. Ian Happ has, and I feel like some of the bad rep that we've been giving Ian Happ potentially should be shifted in other places, considering what he has done at the plate. But regardless, 2 out of 3 of the Rockies, whatever. It's not. We were discussing this before the show started. It is not going to get any easier for the Cubs, because this weekend you get the Blue Jays at home. That's a team that's just pissed about everything. And then you got to go to New York, who's not necessarily figuring it out, but they're trying to get out of the conversation of being sellers. And then after that, you got to go to Milwaukee, which we've decided that's just not going to be good. And then you come back home to a struggling Padres team, but then you get the Cardinals the 4th of July weekend. So yeah, there some winnable games in there? Yes. But do you trust this team to win the games? I don't know. That the title of this show is Mixed Signals for a reason, because it feels like every time we start to believe that the turn is coming, it doesn't come, and we don't want to get our hopes up.
No, and you talk about it's not going to get any easier. Your easiest stretch was at the beginning of June to now. You had the A's that you couldn't take care of business. You lost 2 of 3. You had the Giants. You lost 2 of 3. And then you went to Colorado and you lost 2 of 3. Those are 3 teams that you should beat up on, take advantage of. And then you did get, the Giants in Colorado again. Whoop-de-doo. You got a second chance and you won the series. You didn't get the sweep, but you did not take advantage of that soft spot in the schedule at a critical time to do so, where now you're, 7.5 games back in the division, looking up. The Cardinals hold the wild card spot. I know it's early, but
we are tied for a wild card spot right now. So I believe if the season ended today, the Cubs would miraculously be in the playoffs, but you don't feel good about it.
No. And there's a lot more baseball to be played too. That was where you had to take advantage, in my opinion. There's a lot of games you can look back on at the end of the year and go, oh, if we would have won here. But you could look at the whole bulk of that schedule and go, damn it, if we only just took advantage of having the A's, Giants, and Rockies back to back to back, then we really would have been in a different spot. And didn't happen.
At the beginning of the season, we talked about having a folder of games that we would start, of games that we would like to have back and games that we felt like we probably should have won. That folder has just exploded. Like it's happening 3-4 times a week that we get a game that is a winnable game, should be a winnable game, and we're either fighting for our lives to get it back, or we just flat out lose it. And it's getting just unbearably frustrating to watch and to experience. And I know that the guys are frustrated too. They're not trying to suck. Like it's not all bad, but there are times where I wonder if us in the stands are caring more than the guys on the field. And I do see bursts of emotion from PCA, and I do see bursts of emotion from Nico, who is on a just incredibly cold streak. Really ever since he got hit in the head in San Diego, it seems like. But I see some guys really caring. But then I see some who I'm not going to name out loud because I don't want to get in trouble, but they're just like sitting in the dugout, like just another day. And then after the game in the interviews, it'll be like, well, this is baseball. This is what happens, and we'll figure it out. And it's got to turn at some point. What if it doesn't, dude? Like what? It's getting hard to hear the exact same thing over and over again.
And it's getting late. It's getting late quick. And yeah, it is hard to hear the same thing over. Look at Jason Kipnis's comments, right? I know they were controversial this week, but he doesn't see the fire in this team. There's guys that I'm sure he wanted to straight out call out too, and he didn't, but he called out the team as a whole, where they're not bringing that passion into the playing field, and you could feel it through the screen. As a Cubs fan that's watched baseball for, God, I don't know how many years, you can feel when they are caring, and you can feel when they're not caring. You can see when they are fundamentally sound and when they're not fundamentally sound. And right now, it's the latter. They're all over the place. And there's some guys doing really well, and they're kind of carrying things right now. But if you want to get to that next threshold, you're going to have to fire on all cylinders. And the guy that I point the finger at, not with saying that he's not caring, but the guy I point the finger at to improve is Alex Bregman.
Yeah.
He is the guy that you went out and got. He was supposed to be the pop, the clubhouse guy. He was supposed to be all those things, and he's nothing right now. And he even knows it when he gets interviewed. He's like, I suck.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's unfortunate, but he's not doing well right now at all. And he's a guy with beating the drum for.
Yeah, he has gotten his average up to 250, but still his on-base percentage is 341. His OPS is 694, and he's only hit 6 home runs this year. Like that's not the Alex Bregman that we signed up for. And yes, there is a long way to go, but there's also a long way behind us. And I feel like we should have been where we want to be by now. So yeah. But I'll tell you one guy who is trying to figure it out, and that's Pete Crow Armstrong. Pete Crow Armstrong has been the best player in Major League Baseball in the month of June, and he's got the numbers to back it up. He has the most hits at 26. He's leading the way in slugging at 906. His OPS is better than anybody at 1.341. He is figuring it out. He's homered in 3 or 4 straight games now. He is starting to feel himself at the plate. Had a cycle the other night, the 13th cycle in Chicago Cubs history.
Crazy.
Sure, he immediately gets picked off first, but nobody's going to remember that except for the haters.
Because they won.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's good to see, because remember, he signed the contract right away, and then we heard about how he wasn't worth it. And then he went on a little bit of a tear. And then of course we saw the situation with the fans and missing fly balls and stuff, but it does look like we're figuring it out. And Praz is in the chat. Thank you, Praz. MVPCA is so back. Back.
Yeah.
As if he never left.
He's back.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the guy that's carrying. He's the guy that's carrying everything right now. He's the guy that you watch that has the fire and the passion. And he's a young guy, so he'll have his ups and downs, obviously, and even with emotions. But, I got to hand it to him, because during that stretch from the fan interaction at the rates to now, he's really gone through some adversity with, bad errors, horrible errors that does not happen to anyone. But then he still is the guy that will catch balls that no one else has any business catching, will never catch. So he hasn't fallen apart. He easily could have fallen apart, but he's chosen to push past it, and he's been really good at the plate. That's what we needed. Someone like him, really good at the plate.
Yeah, we needed it, and the win definitely helped him this weekend. Jay over here is asking for this weekend. What's the wind doing this weekend? Hopefully it's blowing out only for the Cubs. But at this point, does it even matter? Like,
the wind is a big factor. I mean, we've seen it where.
But it also hasn't been, because nobody can hit on this team.
That's the thing. Well,
except for PCA.
It either hurts you or it helps you, but at the same time, the team across the field has the same exact thing. So
that's what bothered me so much over the last couple of years, when the excuse was like, well, Wrigley, it's just as if the other team doesn't, like, they're playing at a different ballpark and we're just putting scores on the board remotely. Like, it's the same ballpark. It's the same field. And you would have the advantage because you're there 81 times a year. Like, figure it out.
Exactly.
On the contrary of PCA, we've discussed, we mentioned Dansby Swanson at the beginning of this. Jed Hoyer talked to the media earlier this week, and somebody asked him if there was a possibility of maybe putting Dansby on the bench because of his offensive unproductivity, one of those. He's not doing what he's supposed to at the plate.
No.
And somebody asked, like, hey, is it time to bench him and maybe bring in Pedro Ramirez or Matt Shaw or somebody? And Jed basically said, you can't give up the defense because the offense is struggling. So he's thinking offense wins games, defense wins championships. Sure, the defense wins championships, but you can't win the championship if you're not winning games. And other than these last 2 series against bottom feeders, the Chicago Cubs are not winning games.
No.
And it's hard to not point a finger at Dansby Swanson, who's batting 176 this year.
It's bad. It's very bad. And honestly, at some point, like you said, you're going to have to forget the defense and you're going to have to look at the offense side of things and the production, lack thereof, that you're getting of Dansby Swanson. And he does make amazing plays. He does. He is solid defensively. But at the same time, he's a black hole in the lineup. And a lot of times he comes up with runners in scoring position in moments in which you could flip the lineup and change this whole thing. So it's, to me, you have to bench him. You have to look at guys like Ramirez, Shaw, and you have to win. You want to win. That's what it is. You play to win. You play to win. You don't play to, the thing too is, I don't know if Jed is looking at this like, well, this is a big contract. This would look really bad if we end up benching our big contract guy.
What looks worse?
To think in the back of his head that yeah, exactly. What looks worse? But he's probably thinking that, and at this point, you have to do something because it's not good.
Yeah, and a little food for thought here for you. It's small sample size, but 6 at bats. Pedro Ramirez is batting .333 with runners in scoring position.
He's been good. He's looked really good.
Yeah, he's hitting the ball hard too. So, Dansby's glove is very good, but his glove is only going to get you so far when all of your pitchers are putting the ball over the fence anyways. They can't, Dansby can't run out to the stands and go get the ball. This is a banana ball, he can't. He's not going to make a difference if we're just giving up home run after home run after home run. And that's what it's been this year. And hopefully that's something that's changing. I mean,
that's where you need the offense to step up. Well, I said this early on with all the pitching injuries, that this is going to have to be a year where the offense carries this team. This isn't going to be a pitch heavy, and it's turned out to be that way where the offense has to do it, and they're not able to do it.
Yeah. Brad's chiming in again. Dansby's defense alone won the wild card series against the Padres. Can't disagree there. Yeah. Can't rely on him being a glove only over 162 though. Agreed. Yeah. And there's only so much you have to win the games to get to the scenario where you're in a spot to win the championship, where the defense does super matter. That's a situation where defensive sub, you may not give me anything at the plate, but I can't afford to give up runs here. And that's also for a pitching staff that you trust to keep the ball in the yard. Look at this defense that the Cubs have. The only way you should be able to beat the Chicago Cubs is if you're putting the ball over the fence. Yep. And the Cubs have set up their pitching staff as as the worst team at putting the ball over the fence, or allowing the ball to go over the fence.
They give up more home runs than anyone.
That is the core of my frustration is, if this team is only giving us 2, 3, 4 runs a game, you got to give me a pitching staff that's only going to give up 1, 2, 3 a game.
Exactly.
And they're giving up so many home runs, dude.
Yeah, exactly. And at this point, defense isn't going to bail you out of that.
They can't. They can't. No, unless we put some trampolines on the warning track.
Yeah. And outside of that, what more can you do with Swanson? He is at the bottom of the order. You tried him as the 7th hitter. He's now at the very bottom of the order, and he's batting 176. What are you going to do?
Yeah. Great. And he did hit a home run last night, and he got robbed of a double last night because we should have challenged that one where the guy trapped it.
That's because we're about to yell about him on Thursday night.
Yeah. But do you when you saw what he was doing last night, he hit the home run, he got robbed of the double, whatever. Does it give you any hope? Or does it just be okay, you got one, show it to me again?
I have no hope for Dansby. I need to see it consistently.
And it's not only Dansby. It's I need to see this team go on. It's almost like I need to see another 10-game winning streak to buy back in. And that's asking a whole lot. But it's true.
Isn't that wild? You have a 10-game winning streak, and now you're asking for another one just to believe that they're going to be good again.
It's yeah, I
two
don't
10-game winning streaks,
I
and now
don't
we're asking
yeah.
for it again. Yeah,
You might be able to answer with the Phillies to this, but I don't know if there is another team in baseball that has been on more of a roller coaster ride than the Cubs. Like 10-game winning streaks, 10-game losing streaks, everybody's hurt, nobody's hitting, some guys are hitting. What it's just been a very memorable, unforgettable, hopefully forgettable season. That's kind of where I'm at.
That's where I'm at too, man.
Yeah.
Until they show me something miraculous, I'm not gonna buy in fully again, because you put yourself in a very bad hole.
Yeah.
Unnecessarily. And on top of it, like, you were in such a good position with the beginning of June to kind of recover.
Yeah.
And then you just shit the bed and you didn't do it. Like, you didn't. The most frustrating thing for me is not, the lineup. It's not that they're not shaking things up. It's that we haven't seen that passion yet from the team. We haven't seen that one guy that's standing out. PCA maybe, but he's a young guy. But who's the guy that's going to shake things up and be like, let's get some unity? Like, let's make a home run celebration. Where is the fun?
It's got to be
not fun.
Yeah, it's got to come from somebody like Bregman, who's been around the league. He's won a World Series. Like, he knows how to win. It's got to be somebody like him. But the problem is he's not doing anything at the plate either. So who is he to say anything? The other name that comes to mind is Ian Happ. He's been like, this is his team. He's the one that's been around the longest. Like, this is his squad. You would hope that he would be one, but he's not that kind of guy. He's just a quiet, like, does his job, like, talks to his teammates, but like he just does his job. Nico doesn't seem like that. Michael, but like, they're really, we need Justin Steele to come back and yell at everybody. That's kind of where we're at.
That's what we need.
Yeah.
But the thing is like,
Daniel,
you can't have that confidence unless you're doing well yourself.
Yeah.
Like, how is Bregman supposed to go into this clubhouse and be like, guys, let's rally around. Let's do better.
Yeah.
I suck.
It's almost like we need Bregman to just launch one onto Waveland.
Yeah.
And then take his time rounding the bases, scream in the dugout and be like, this is the turnaround. Let's go.
We're just going on a tear. Like, this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he did. Yeah.
We need a Bregman series where we're like, this was the PCA series against the Rockies. We need a Bregman series now. Then you get PCA and Bregman both firing, and then maybe the rest of the guys can fall in line. That's your only hope.
Yeah. I agree with Praz here, talking about the play that Craig didn't challenge. He waited so long for that. It was so close, and I get it was kind of early in the game when it happened. Wasn't it like the third or fourth inning? But
yeah, but it was also pretty close. Like,
I just feel like the momentum was on the Cubs side.
Yes.
It's an exact, like Praz says, it's a perfect situation where you got a dead struggling Dansby. Go ahead and challenge that one and try to just see something and like
Dansby,
give him a boot. Like,
if his back, like,
if you lose, if you lose it, you lose it. But if you win it, now he's 2 for 2 with a homer and a double, and so I 1000% agree with that take for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Let's shift gears a little bit here. Start looking towards the future.
Okay.
Rumors are swirling, Nicholas. Seiya Suzuki's name is coming up as a trade target for other teams, whether the Cubs are willing to part ways with him or not. And arguments can be made that Seiya could be on the move, whether the Cubs are buyers or sellers at the deadline, because of his expiring contract. So he'll be a free agent at the end of the year. And the Cubs, quote unquote, depth in the outfield. This is mainly sparked from Phillies fans needing another outfielder because Adolis Garcia is hurt and done for the year. But also Jeff Passan ranked Seiya in his top 20 guys potentially available at the deadline. And he did name Philadelphia as a suitor. He also named the Yankees and a couple other teams. But to me, Philadelphia does make the most sense but this isn't a Phillies podcast. This is a Cubs podcast. So we're going to talk about the
Yes.
Chicago Cubs angle of it. The depth that Jeff Passan talked about that the Cubs have is Michael Conforto, of course, Kevin Alcantara, who personally hard pass. We've done the experiment. Thank you for
Didn't
your
look
service.
good. Yeah, it didn't look good.
And Matt Shaw has been serviceable in the outfield. And quite honestly, he's one of the hottest bats in the lineup right now. So I can see where it would make sense for the Cubs to make a move like that. But at the same time, if you're trying to win a World Series, I feel like it's a trade that you would make to beef up your lineup, and the Cubs already have it. So what would be the point, you know? So I'm interested in what you thought about that.
It's tough. I mean, if you asked me at the beginning of the year, I'd be like, absolutely not. I want Seiya Suzuki, especially if we're going to be competitive. He's a bat that can carry this team at times.
Right.
But like you said, at this point where you're at, that may be your only option to be using him as a piece.
Yeah.
And it's not something that I want to do, and it's not where I wanted to be. I wanted to be selling the farm to put all of our chips in to win and put as much talent as we have on this roster to go win a World Series, because that's what you do. But at this point, we'd be lying to ourselves if we were looking at this team and going, there's a great path to the World Series. Like, there's a lot of things that need to be done before we're even talking about playoffs.
Yeah. And sad. I don't want to say that this is exactly what the front office wanted, but also the fact that the team has put themselves in a position where it doesn't make sense to sell the farm, and it could make sense to make a move like this to like offload Seiya to get a couple things back in return, whether it be major league help or not. Like, this is just it's the Jed Hoyer special. Like, this is what he loves to do, is do those middle of the way, 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Look where we're at right now. That you're looking at a team that has no character because it's all middle of the ground things that you did.
Yeah.
You didn't make that one move. Like, you could point at Bregman and say he was supposed to be the guy, but he didn't end up being the guy. But then you look at other teams like the Dodgers that say, well, if this guy isn't going to be the guy, we have this guy, and this guy behind him.
And they have the #1 farm system. So it's like, if we don't have the guy, we're going to go get him.
Yeah, we're going to.
And nobody's going to stop us. Yeah.
So they've shot themselves in the foot. And we have collectively talked about Jed Hoyer and how, for me, I don't like his conservativeness. I don't like how he makes those moves. He is very calculated. You can give him that. But at the same time, sometimes you just got to put your balls on the table and go get the guy. Yeah. And he doesn't do that.
He doesn't show that he's going to. And, I'm not giving up on Alex Bregman by any means. I still think that was a good signing. I think it was the thing that the Cubs had to do. It's just not working yet. Will it work? I sure hope so.
I hope at some point it's working.
Yeah.
I mean, he has the ability to turn on at any point, though. He's that type of player that.
Yeah. Full disclosure, I traded. Yeah. Full disclosure, I traded for him on my fantasy team because I'm buying the stock low, and I'm banking on it for sure.
Honestly, it's a good move because he could erupt.
Yeah. So anyways, that Seiya rumor is happening. Obviously, we will keep an eye on all of the trade rumors coming up, depending on what the Cubs do the next 3 or 4 weeks. So we're going to be writing about it and talking about it on Tap Sports the whole time. So we'll keep that discussion going. For now, let's just do a little preview of the Toronto series before we get out of here. Friday, it's going to be that's Saturday. Good Lord, this is great podcasting. Friday, it's going to be our ace, Ben Brown, going against Kevin Gausman of the Toronto Blue Jays. He's 4-4 with a 3.41 ERA. Saturday, it's going to be Colin Ray going up against Patrick Corbin, who's 2-3 with a 4.57 ERA. And then the Sunday finale, it's going to be Shota against our old friend Dylan Cease, 4-3 with a 2.71 ERA. So Friday and Saturday, you're facing two guys with 4.4, 4.5 ERAs. And then Dylan Cease, who hasn't really looked like the Dylan Cease of old this year, but still has a sub-3 ERA. Yeah. So this is a situation where who am I to say Friday, Saturday must wins, but you got to put some runs on the board.
Yeah, you have to once again hope that the offense carries this team because the pitching staff's going to give up home runs. Granted, Ben Brown has been super solid. I don't want to say anything though, but he's been very solid. He's due for a clunker. You got to be prepared for that. But I mean, he has been super solid. So go get some runs, win the game. That's all you have to do.
Go in Friday and Saturday, and then go for a sweep on Sunday. And if you don't sweep, like, hey, you've already taken care of business. So
yeah, and I'd like to see some strategy too at the plate, and just overall, just as a team. It's a team sport. Baseball is a team sport. Cohesiveness. Don't just go up there trying to hit home runs every time. If the wind's blowing in, maybe you have a plan to play some small ball. Shorten your swing up a little bit. Just get it over the infield and start to get them on, get them in. And that might be what you have to do. Who knows what the wind's going to look like?
Yep.
If the wind's blowing in, don't be trying to hit moon shots because it's not going to work.
Right. Yeah. Know your ballpark. Your ballpark.
Just adjust. Yeah.
We got some. Tonight is the last off night for the Chicago Cubs for a while. We got 3 against Toronto at home, and then we go to Queens to play the Mets for 4 games, and then we go to Milwaukee for 3, and then we come home to 3 against the Padres before being off on July 2nd. That's a Thursday, and then we get the Cardinals on 4th of July weekend. So very important stretch of baseball coming up here. And then we have one more week after that before the All-Star break. Nick, I think you're at the point where you have to, these series coming up are just must-win series. You got to take 2 of 3. You got to take 3 of 4. Like, there's no splitting in New York. No splitting in New York. You got to play winning baseball from here on out until the All-Star break, and then you regroup, reset.
Well, if you want to give yourself a chance, give the front office a reason to be aggressive. Yeah, you gotta win series and you gotta find sweeps. That's just what you're gonna have to do. I mean, and it sucks because you put yourself in that position. No one else did but yourself.
Yep, absolutely.
Just unfortunate.
It's unfortunate, but anywho, that's what's going on with the Chicago Cubs. Thank you everybody for tuning in and hanging out with us on a Thursday night. We're going to be back. Some formation of at least 2 of us are going to be back on Sunday night to talk about our 2 of 3 from the Blue Jays, hopefully, or it's going to be a scream match. I believe Ron Luce is going to be in the house on Sunday night. So don't miss that. I don't know what else to tell you. It could be fun. Ronnie is, he's in Boston hanging out with the Scottish people up in Boston. So hopefully he's got some fun stories about that. And hopefully we're talking about a winning Chicago Cubs week.
Hopefully it's a fun one.
Yeah, for sure. So that is Nick. I'm Tommy. Make sure you follow all of our things with On Tap Sports on the internet, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, blogs, YouTubes, the whole shebang. Come hang out with us. Go to Obvious Shirts, find a shirt, On Tap Sports in the promo code. Thanks for hanging out. Do you want a Cardinals?
Yeah, it's always FTC, man. There's
FTC.
Even if we're down, it's always FTC. It's FTB. It's all the way around. But honestly, those dirty birds, FTC.
FTC. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk again Sunday.